وعليكم السلام. I'm curious about the dual existence within us, encompassing the nafs and the mind of or heart where thoughts reside. Can you elaborate on how they interact and their journey towards the future life together? No. Like everything, of course, we should refer to the wahy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the creator of all things. And ar-ruh, or the soul, is something that is a great aspect of it is beyond what we know. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. The ruh, or the soul, is from the commands of your Lord, and you're only given a small portion of the ilm, which by itself shows how the human beings should humble themselves. They don't even know exactly the essence of their own selves. Have anybody saw their soul before? We have a body and a soul. The soul is a physical being, but nobody able to see his soul. Person sees his soul. When he dies, the soul comes out of the body. But it's from a different element than the physical body. So that's why we're not able to see it, but it's within our own selves and it's yourself, right? And we don't need to get into some complications of philosophy that it doesn't make sense, but it's a reality that we see in ourselves. And that's why one of the clear, profound things is when you see someone is dead. Few minutes before, he was walking and talking and emotions and happy and sad and so on from your own perspective. And now the same person is there. Where did he go? The same flesh and blood and everything. So we are not just flesh and blood. Life itself, which is something that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, it shows the humbleness that the human being should be having, and how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one that takes this life. Is not that the human being and the entire human being disappears and is lifted to the skies. It's only the soul is taken away. And with the essence of death, even people till today, they don't know exactly the real essence of it. They have just signs of it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is informing us about it completely. So we get to know the unseen, and the angels comes and they take the soul and they pull the soul. And if it's for the believers, it comes out with ease. If it's for the disbelievers, فَتَفَرَّقُوا فِي جَسَدِ, goes all over his body, doesn't want to be taken out till they snatch it away. So all these details are mentioned in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ. So to then bring this back to ourselves, that means we need to be obedient to Allah, and whatever we have the means of, which is the physical means that we have, be obedient to Allah, believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, submit yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will purify your soul for you, will purify your heart, and then as a result of that, when it's the moment of death, then the journey is, if the question is about this, in simple terms, this worldly life that we're in, we have the physical body and the soul. And the pain and good that we feel and so on is on both, but more on the physical body, and it has an effect onto our soul. So if someone is wounded, someone is injured, you physically feel the pain on your body, and your soul get affected. You're sad, you're happy, you're patient, whatever there is. As Sheikh Tamiya rahimahullah made it in simple terms. When a person dies, right, and he is or she is in the grave, the punishment or the na'im or the delight is on the soul, which is far more effective than on the physical body. Imagine the pain is in the soul itself. It's the worst pain that we cannot even imagine what the pain would be on the soul, which is not feelings. It's a being. It's a physical being that we don't see. So the punishment afterwards in the grave is mainly on the soul, and the body follows that. In the hereafter, it's upon both the delight or the punishment of the people of Jannah is on both their souls and their physical bodies. And it's a journey that it's all ourselves. So the body, yes, decays. If it decays, and the soul, the being of the person is still there and resurrected, and then the resurrection in the Day of Judgment with both the soul and the body, but a body that can sustain an everlasting life. And it's all by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.